everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Elizabeth Bugatti, and I am the Event Member Service Manager here at the American Rental Association. I come from 7 years of experience in event rental. I was managing an office in Florida. Our niche was sports hospitality, so we did tailgating, recruitment, and alumni events. And then during the off season, we used the equipment such as our tents, tables, chairs, linens to do things like weddings and corporate events. So my job here is to really support the event industry and our event members. So while during this call or even after, if you have questions, I'm happy to be a support system for you guys and your journey with ARA. And like Shannon said, if you have questions as we go through this, please let us know. But this is all to just help you make the best and most of your experience with their ARA, and to make sure that you're finding the most value in it. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Scott.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm Scott Anselm. I'm the Member Services Manager for the Equipment segment. I've got about 20 plus years of background in management, sales, leadership, but most of that in the rental industry, construction equipment, and gas and oil. So a little bit of everything on the training side as well, from the national manufacturers all the way down. So that experience in my last 3 years working here at ARA has been a big benefit. But also before that, being a member of ARA and being an exhibitor at the show and being part of it, I can tell you that we use a lot of the benefits. But now being in on this side, these are good calls because it shows you all the other benefits that even I wasn't aware of as a member. So looking forward to it. And just a little background on the ARA. It was started in 1955. It's been around 69 years. We do have over 13,000 member locations, which includes your rental operations, manufacturers, and suppliers. We are also in 52 countries. So we're really connected all around the world in all different areas. This part here, just a little table of contents of some of the things that we'll run through today, Elizabeth and I, with Rental U, Job Board and Workforce, Resources, Rental HQ, Legal and HR, Vendor Locator, the HR or the show, as well as networking, state and local associations, and advocacy. And as we go through this, if you have some questions, you go and put those in, and we'll try to get to them. But I did also want to let you know that we do these one-on-one as well. So if there's anything at the end, if you need more information or you like help, please contact Elizabeth and I. Our information will be at the end, or you can call membership. We can set up an appointment to have these things one-on-one. I actually see Steve in the call, which we had one, I believe, last week. So appreciate that, and back to learn some more. Also, I wanted to mention at the end of the call, we will be doing running through how to log in at the end after. So if anybody wants to stay on, we will take some questions there, and we will go through that if anybody's interested in that as well. So really brings us to the next thing, which is the one thing. And I really think that this is the most important thing about this call, because whether it was myself or any of you out there, you joined the association for one thing, whatever that one thing was, whether it might be insurance or the show or networking, discounts, whatever it was that you joined for, which is great. But I think it's always finding the next one thing that can help you. And that really will help you both grow your business, but also engagement from there to show the value of the membership as well. So, which I think you'll find here is, you're looking for the next one thing to help you out.
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm really passionate about sharing with the ARA members and people who are looking to join are our networking opportunities. I just truly think that you can't know enough people, and you're always open to learning new things about your industry. Whether you've been in the industry for 40 plus years, someone's always learning something new, doing something different that might better your operation. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the things that we have available to go into that. So the number one thing that I wanted to talk about is our state and local chapters. I think this is a really great way to meet people, not only just in the industry, but people who are in your area and are going to know what's going on in your state, your city. So if it's something trend wise, something that's going on with your particular market, because from coast to coast, everything's different. But the people who are going to know your area best are going to be in the same state as you. And so with that, the state and local, we not only do fun events like, hey, we're all getting together at Top Golf just to get to know each other. And it's going to be both equipment and event people, but we also do this on an educational point as well. So for that, we'll have someone volunteer their warehouse per se, and we'll have either an ARA staff member, someone from ARA insurance, whatever the topic is that that state wants to cover, we support that and we'll come in and kind of debrief over that, go in depth on whether it's safety, forklifts, anything that we kind of cover. So it's a great way, one, to learn more about ARA, more about your industry, but also make those connections with people around you. One thing that I always love hearing from members is they meet someone else at one of these events and end up going to their warehouse, getting a tour of their warehouse, seeing what they're doing different. So I truly never think you can know enough people, and networking with your state and local is huge. Next, one of the more simple ones that we have, but I think a lot of people use, especially those new to rental, is our Facebook groups. So we have these both for equipment and event side. And so for these, both of them have over 3,000 people following it. And so on this, it's a way to just exchange ideas, ask questions. The simple things is like, hey, I have this piece of equipment. It has this rip on it. What do I do? This piece of equipment broke. Does anyone have any tips? What are people buying? Questions like that. So it's a great way to ask questions, but around people who are doing the same thing as you. And again, making those connections with whoever's responding. And if it's you're not getting information from there, always feel free to give Scott or I a call. And if we don't know the answer, we'll make sure to track down someone who can or connect you with that person as well. And then lastly, our biggest networking opportunity that I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of is the ARA show. So this one, it's the largest trade association in the US. There's tons of different things to see on both equipment and event. But along with that are our networking events, our workshops, and just our educational opportunities there. And so for the show this year, it is going to be in fun Las Vegas. I've never been, so I'm really excited to go to Las Vegas. And our focus of the day one of education is future of equipment rentals. So great opportunity for our equipment folks. And then we have a standardized education session to where it's just generalized question, like stuff about general, like ways to hire, if you're having issues with people being stealing equipment, things like that. So a lot of just things that can relate to both the equipment and equipment or event side. And then obviously the trade show floor will open on Thursday through Saturday. And then Scott is going to go into rental HQ.
Yeah, one of the things just to mention on the education portion of it, you can find that on the website under the show with the list of all that information and tickets as well there. Then moving into rental HQ. So this is something that I really think it comes as part of your membership, but you do have to activate it. So it's something where a friend of mine always calls it the Angie's List of Rental. That's the way we look at it. So if somebody's out there looking for equipment, and they put in this case here in the example, they've got the one-man auger in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can see who comes up on the left. Everybody that's a member that's in Rental HQ and has their equipment listed will come up on the left. It will click to your, they can click on you to get contact information, also to click through, it will send them to your website. So it's free advertising in that way. And I would suggest you use it. It's very easy to do. You can get on your own account and add your equipment that you have that you want to show up in this category, or you can give us a call membership. We can send you the list and we can help you get everything set up as well. But it does reach, unless you're over 1 million people. We've got over 700,000 people that have searched there for equipment, and we've got 83,000 of the different equipments in the locations. So I would highly suggest if you aren't using that and you haven't, to get in touch with us and add that to your list.
Yeah, one thing I just wanted to add too, specifically on the event side for Rental HQ, I love using it as a resource for sub rentals. If you're needing a piece of equipment, looking up, because these are people who are also members of ARA with you. So finding someone that you trust and that's going to be reliable for you, looking these people up and just making that relationship to where if a sub rental is in need, you can see where that piece of equipment is.
Okay, the next part is kind of an overview of the rental U, and it give you an idea here of the different courses. This is the part that you're going to see on your screen when it pops up, and you're going to have your courses, and we'll go into it a little bit deeper once you go into your website. But as you can see from here, there'll be your courses in the middle. You as the manager, you can assign courses to people in your company that you want to take these courses. So if you find some courses you really like, you think they're eventful, you can have them sign up. It's one way to do that. If you're just getting started in a rental or you've got some people new, there's a lot of classes in the Getting Started for Rental we'll cover. And also Kevin's safety priority. I know a lot of my people that I deal with on equipment that are doing safety presentations every day or once a week in the morning. These are short little ones that you can add to that, and it's a great resource for that. So there's, again, over 300 courses in here that you get for free as part of it. And that's a good part of it. Once you get to it, once you click onto the event or equipment, it will also break it down into 9 categories to help you find what you're looking for. So you've got accounting, inventory, sales and marketing, customer service, management and leadership, technology, HR, operations, and transportation. So it's very helpful to you to find what you're in, so you're not just streaming through all 300 courses. Right. And in there, one of the things that they showed in there on the last slide was the certified courses. So these are courses that are extra outside of the 300 free. So they do cost, but they also give you certifications in the industry that can be used on sites for OSHA job requirements, and also for training your people in-house and your customers as well. So the first one we have there is the MUPS, which is the mobile elevated work platform. So basically any lifts that you're doing there, the scissor lifts or boom lifts. And there's two courses there for all of these. There's the train the trainer. So where we would train you, take the class online, and then we come to a site, or we get a site when it's available, and we do the training there. This allows you then to train other people as operators. You will not be able to train them as trainers, but you will as operators. And you can do that for your own employees if you choose. You can do that for your customers as well. There's a way to put on a seat for them at a cost of $49 for the extra seat. And then they would take the online class with us, and then you would do the hands-on as a train the trainer. You would do the hands-on portion of it, and after it's completed, they would receive their certification card for using the MUPS on job sites or where needed. What I could tell you is that it's a good opportunity, whether you're doing in or out. I have people who are using it just internally. I have people that are using it for their best customers for free. I have people that are charging for it as well to the customers, and all of that's fine. That's up to you after you have the seat part of it. Next we have the forklift training, which has been out now for about 4 months on that side, and it does include 1 through 5 and 7, which is the telehandler. So it's very similar in the fact that we have the train the trainer course that you can take. And then after that, you can train other people to be operators after that. Works very similarly to the certified courses of MUP, but now it's with the forklift and telehandler. This so far has gone over very well. and we see it only growing from there. So if you want more information on that, please let us know. Also, along with that, we have Jennifer and Grace in education. We also have Sean and Andy on the side, and they can also help you with OSHA questions. If you've got questions about these trainings, about safety, about ANSI standards, they can also help you get answers to your questions and be a resource for you as well there. So I encourage you to try that out as well. And please don't hesitate, as we always say, to reach out either by email or phone to give us a call on those questions. The next one is coming up is a professional driver. Coming now, if you have new drivers and professional, especially with the tie down part of it, for your DOTs, the new regulations that are always coming. This is something that we see a lot of in the state and local chapters as well. Do presentations on this or bring in a DOT officer from your area to talk about this. It always goes well because they're changing and you're always pushing safety, as I know everyone is, and it's a big benefit on that side as well. I put this one up here in getting started in rentals because it seems to be one that, here anymore, we're getting both new people to rental, and we're also getting a lot of people coming in from other positions outside of rental. So you have a lot of new people in there. We've kind of, in education, we've taken courses and separated them, and we've got them set up so that you can kind of cluster some of the new classes into getting started to kind of introduce people to the rental industry and help give them a background when they start with the company. And then I think really the last thing is there's also certified, they didn't come up, but we have truck certification as well, box truck certification as well. We also have CERP certification on the certified event rental professional. And Elizabeth can answer any questions if you have more on getting your certificate from that side, as well as warehouse operation. We also have a sales and technical course, which are very good. They're very in depth. I think a couple people initially they would be shorter. A lot of these courses are, I believe, 25 or 26 different sections, and it will take you some time. They are in depth. The technical one's not going to make you a certified mechanic, but it's going to give if you have your front desk people or your sales people and they need a little more knowledge in that category, I think it's also very helpful, especially if they're starting out and looking to grow with you inside the business.
Awesome. Now we're going to talk about some event-specific resources. I know on Rental U, there's a lot of different courses, so I went through and just selected some for event rental stores that I really think are beneficial and would highly recommend checking out. So the first one I want to talk about is Foundations of Safe Tenting. If you are a tenting company, if you're thinking about getting tents in your inventory, this is 100% a course that you should be looking at. Coming from rental myself, this is when we came out with this year, I was really surprised. I love the material. I think it is an incredible course for new people coming onto the team. If you want to do this for past 90 days, have a new employee take this. But this course covers everything from different types of tents, how to put them up, the general logistics of working with your team to put a tent in the air and the safety of it. It goes over 811, which is very important, as a lot of people know. But if you're new to rental, that is such a dire need for you to do before putting any tent in the air. It also goes over just different safeties and how to keep them clean, putting them up, precautions to keep the tent tops
Just watching the webinar.
Sorry, if you guys don't mind, just making sure to mute your screens.
Turn this down. Hang on a second.
Okay.
But anyways, this is just a really great course just for tenting in general. Like I said, even if you've been in the industry, it's a free course for you. So I would highly recommend taking it. We would love your feedback on what you think. It was something that we collaborated with both Matra and ATA on. So it's something that we're definitely trying to push out as a just roundabout, everybody agrees.
You're saying that the rates,
Make any sense.
the rates that you were paying for Blue Cross Blue Shield are lesser?
There we go. All right. And then next one that I wanted to go ahead and talk about is our warehouse and box truck training, like Scott said. These are very important, whether you're already in a warehouse or you're going from a storage unit to a warehouse. These cover just your basics on making sure you're organized, safety as far as with scaffolding or anything that you're putting equipment on, ways to make sure a tent should be off the ground, especially during the box truck. I know a lot of event companies that's generally your first truck up after a truck and trailer. And just following the rules as far as when reversing a truck, that you need a spotter. When pulling onto a client's yard, making sure you're following all the safety precautions as far as doing that. And then especially when loading a box trucks, the safety as far as strapping things down correctly. The premise of first thing on is the last thing off. So it's a really good just reminder courses for those, but also for your new employees that will be onboarding with you. And then next is our ballasting tool. So again, tent safety. This is something that our team developed. So we both have information, but also a calculator when it comes to ballasting. So this is going to help you understand, especially when talking to a fire marshal, of how much weight you need when setting up a tent with these concrete blocks. We're trying to get away from that water barrel concept and really understand that you need more weight to hold these large tents down for the safety of them rising up. And this calculator, we try and break it down as simple as possible. So you can break it down from the type of tent, how large it is, the width, the perimeter, the height, all of that, to where you can type it in and it will tell you how much weight you need on each leg. Again, this is just, we're really trying to prevent safety from anything taking off in air. Just because the important thing to know here is if you're new to rental and getting into tenting, if you have a tent mistake, that can affect everybody in tenting. Just because we don't want that bad rap, we're trying to be professional here. And this is something that ARA is really trying to prevent by creating these courses and helping you gain that knowledge in a easy way. And we're here to answer questions and walk through that with you. And then lastly, this is one of my favorite ones to go over with members because this is talking about the profitability of your company and your jobs. So there's two things that we have here. We have the delivery calculator and then the job costing profitability tool. So these two things are, one, going to make sure that you're being profitable with your jobs, because a lot of times with especially newer event rental companies, we forget about what the job's going to look like at the end of the year when you're doing your EBITDA. And so with this, we want to make sure you're not forgetting the drive time of people who are in the vehicle when you're delivering. If you're picking up a sub rental, making sure that you're charging the client also for your time and your drive to pick up that sub rental. So these calculators break it down very simple and it gives you the guidelines as far as what you need to change, your numbers that you type in, and it'll show you if you're in the red or not. And this is something I really enjoy going over with our members, and even taking one of your invoices and plugging it in with you so that you can see the numbers and the percentage of what you're making or losing. And then with these, it was made by our members. So we just wanted to make sure we were creating a sheet that was practical and made sense and that all members could kind of use for their invoicing. And both of these tools are completely free with your membership, and you just download it and you can create it as your own, put your logos on it. And as a reminder, these are something that new employees can use, but also I always recommend using them when you're quoting out a large job. Even if you've been doing it for a year, put your numbers in here and just make sure that you're making the most that you can on these jobs. So before we move forward, I just wanted to make sure if you guys had any questions on the educational end, if you wanted to put those in the comments, and we'll give a couple seconds there before we get into some of our additional resources outside of just education. All right. Well, if you do, just go ahead and The job costing profitability tool, I see someone ask, that is under Rental U in the accounting section. If you do want help going over that, I'm happy to do that, but you can find it in the accounting portion. All right. So next we're going to go ahead and talk about foundation. So I really love the foundation that we have here at ARA. There's a lot of great resources that I don't think our members may be aware of, but also are not taking advantage of. So to start, the one thing that I really wanted to do is just our scholarship program. So if you have a student or if you're just having someone in your office who is wanting to further their education or in a tech school, ARA does offer scholarship money for them as long as they're pursuing rental. And this is money that we're just trying to give away to help people develop in the rental industry. So please make sure to take advantage of that if you or someone in your office does have someone in that kind of could meet that criteria. Next is employee training assistant. So this is one that I particularly always try and push out. So this is where we are willing to give 50% off of courses for reimbursement to you. So for example, if you're wanting to take the box truck training course, it is $99. So if you are to pay that $99 and if once you complete the course, if you follow through with the employee training assistant program, we will reimburse you 50% of that. And that is just because ARA and the foundation is trying to invest in people's education and bettering the rental industry. So if that's something, whether it's an ARA course or something outside of ARA, if you're trying to send someone to do a course on welding or wanting someone to take a linen course that ARA might not currently be offering, we will help support that, again, as long as it is bettering the industry. So definitely check that out. We're happy to answer questions and help you fill that information out, but take advantage of that. Next is our community impact program. So I recently just did one of these myself, and I went up to Maine and helped our foundation there redo an area that was flooded out, and it was a veterans park. And it was awesome to see our equipment and event members come together there and help the community rebuild. So what people do here is we just ask our members, whether they're again on the equipment or event side, bring in whether that's different types of equipment to help do whatever the project may be, anything from tools to heavy equipment. And then on the event side, whether you're willing to provide tents for shade or anything as just people and bodies to help do these programs. And how these work is we just ask people to submit applications if you had some sort of disaster happen or anything that someone needs community support, you submit an application for that, and we try and get ARA members together to help out there. Other things we have are disaster relief and group trainings, which are both really awesome. For group trainings, I definitely wanted to talk about our mentor program. And so our mentor program is really awesome and really good to get you connected to someone who's been in the industry a little bit longer. So it's just a process that you fill out and you will get paired with someone, whether that's in your own state, someone across the country, but they will mentor you through just the business in general, and whether that's ARA resources or just generalized questions about their industry that they may be able to give you advice on. So that's a really good way to get you guys connected with the industry and ARA in general as well. Next, I just wanted to talk about workforce development. So if you guys haven't met Erica, who represents our workforce development, you need to, because she is incredible. She's very passionate about workforce and getting everything that you need done there. So what I'm talking about is if you are trying to do a hiring event, she can give advice there. If it's a larger one, she is happy to attend those. Her job is basically traveling around and representing rental. And so with our workforce development program, we do have job boards. And so last year we had 28,000 applications of people looking for jobs in rental. And we don't have enough people posting jobs on there. And I feel like one of the biggest questions is, oh, I need employees. And we have this job board that casts a wide net to different people who are looking for jobs. So if you haven't checked this site out, definitely do and definitely connect with Erica on that. Other things that we offer here are just your basic job descriptions. Don't waste your time trying to write your own. Check out ours. You can edit them, but definitely a great resource for you, from titles, job descriptions, posting help. So we just want to be a resource for you guys, especially if you're not at the point where you have your own HR department yet. And then just one more thing to kind of mention there is Erica is really passionate about reaching the younger generation of people to potentially work in rental. So she's gone to Girl Scout events to talk about rental and event rental, equipment rental, and then different trade schools as well. So if there's a hospitality or trade school near you that you like recruiting from, please feel free to bring that up to her, and we're happy to connect with that school because we're trying to continue rental and have people interested for the future as well. All right, and Scott's going to tell you about some of our additional resources.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth. That was good. Here we go. So with a rental, with the ARA insurance has been around, and we've had a lot of good luck. A lot of our members enjoy this. And really, the biggest thing I can say is about ARA insurance that I deal with the members all the time is that ARA insurance still works like a general insurance company, but the real difference comes in the people. The people understand rental. They've been in rental. They've insured rental for quite some time, and they're a good resource for you to have. So if you're in need of insurance, please let us know. We can get it out to you. There's a place on the website where you can go and get a quote, put your name in, and the local representative will give you a call, and they can talk to you about a lot of your different needs on the rental side. But again, the difference really, I believe, is that and you also get a good cost comparison. So we've had good luck in that. I know I've had several people even here recently that have told me about the savings that they received. So I would definitely encourage you to check that out if you don't have it. And then that led us kind of to the health insurance, which hasn't been out as long as the other insurance, but it's gaining some traction right now with people. I've had one about 3 months ago I talked to, said they saved quite a considerable amount of money on their health insurance. And you don't really want me giving you advice on your health insurance, but what I would suggest is we have the same contact for that. So you'll want to call us, you'll want to get the contact from your local state, because every state has different rules on how many people and what's available to partner with Allstate and Hub on that for the plan. So the plan is a level funded plan, so it reserves to the federal funding on that side as well. But I encourage you to, you'll find that information on how to call on the website, or again, feel free to contact us for that as well. This is some of our associate programs there for the member benefits side of it. So the first one is credit card processing. We've offered this because people are coming in a lot of different levels here. Your software may have it, but for a lot of you that your software doesn't have it, we have credit card processing with Card Connect, and it does give you a membership discount on that. They can answer the questions on your backside of your accounting for that, to follow up and check with their credit cards, which is becoming, increasingly important to streamline and simplify that the best that you can. Human resources is the next. We work with Ogletree Dinkins on this one. And with your membership, you get the 2 30-minute calls for HR during the year. They also have a lot of webinars and information on their site as well. But from talking to them, I'd say if you've got an HR issue that is keeping you up at night, that's a good time to use the 30-minute call to see that, hey, I do need to worry about this, or maybe it's not as important as I thought. I shouldn't be as worried and lose sleep over it. So I would definitely suggest using that as well, and following up for the latest news and the updates they have on the website. That brings us to the legal side of it. This is a benefit that's used quite often. There's a couple ways you can go about that to start with. One is you can send every other year your contract into them, and they will evaluate it for you. It's always good for changing laws, and they'll come back to you where you're strong, where you might need a little help on your contract. and always good to buffer up the contract. Also, with them, you get 2 hours of free consultation a year with them. And during that time, they won't write your contract, but they will talk to you about your legal needs. And if you need a contract written and decide to go that route, they do have that at discounted rates for you as well. You can sign up for that information on the website. You can go to the website under legal, find James Waite, and secure your appointment through the website. Will lead you to it. National Equipment Registry. We've partnered with them. One of the things I would say is when the police do get some equipment, they do find some things that are stolen. One of the places they don't always know who it goes to, and one of the places they will go to is the National Equipment Registry. And if you're listed there, it's easier to get your equipment back if they do recover it. Again, you get 1,000 pieces of the mobile equipment for free with your membership to the ARA. The other thing that you might want to check in, I know with ARA insurance, but with your insurance companies, if your equipment is listed with the National Equipment Registry, they may take off your deductible if that's how they work. So I definitely check into that and ask your insurance when you're dealing with them as well about that. Credit card reporting with Biz Credit Reports. We have that. So if you need somebody to partner with, you've got a new customer, you've got new company, somebody you're dealing with, or if you're concerned about it, at additional cost, but you can use Biz Credit and they will run the credit report for you to do that. That's information you can find on the website and how to contact that or contact us directly for that. The last thing is the cyber security. This is becoming more and more important. With the hackers out there, I know everybody's dealing with the phishing emails and some things like that are going around. This is again a consultation to at least give you an update on kind of what's going on in the world and what's available to help to keep your computer systems and your networking secure. So they do have that on the complimentary side, and then they do have ways and solutions there at discounted rates for you as well. And we're always continuing to try to find new ways to prevent theft and put people at risk. So again, that's a lot of information there, but anything that you get on that side of it, feel free to contact us for more information.
Yeah, and just the last thing that we really want to hit on is our referral program. So if you know someone else getting into rental, or if you know someone in rental who may or may not be a member, just shoot them over to us. We're happy to do the reach out. And if they do become a member with us, you do get $100 off of your annual membership. And the QR code here, if you scan it, it just gives you the link for that form. So definitely, we love having new members, and we'll kind of take care of reaching out and all of that. But if you have someone that you know, please send us over this form and we'll make sure to get that handled. But just one of the things I quickly wanted to say is with ARA, it's with anything, the more time you put into it, the time you're willing to dedicate, the more you're going to get out. We have so many different resources. So if there is something that you're struggling with your business, give us a call, because we may have that resource and be happy to help you out with that, but you may not be aware of it. So never hesitate to reach out to any of us. We're willing to help. We want to help. And our job here is to make sure that you guys feel valued in your membership and that you think ARA is a valuable resource for you and your business. So Scott and I are always available, like we said. Our contact information is here at the bottom. If you do have questions, that's our direct email or our direct phone line. So please feel free to reach out to us. And as a reminder, if you are interested in getting an overview and walkthrough of the website, Scott's going to go ahead and do that. But if you do have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the chat as well.
Right. Yep. So we're going to continue here in a minute with that, but I just want to really appreciate you guys showing up and going through this, because as we talked about at the beginning, it's finding the next one thing, and Elizabeth's correct. With the more time you spend, the more you're going to get out of it from that standpoint. And I know it was a lot of information, maybe in a short period of time, but as you go through it, again, we're happy to go through the one-on-ones with you as well, and in more detail and more depth conversations if are needed. All right. Thanks.